Hello, my name's Helena Worthington. I'm a Level 6 student. This is my presentation documenting my involvement in the Box on the Docks project situated at BBC Media City. Here is a quick video giving a bit of background on the summer programme that took place earlier this year. You may spot a few familiar faces in the video from previous students, so that's nice. Here you can see my proposal. I didn't have much time to come up with an idea. I looked at the Box on the Docks website and social media to see what sort of themes they had accepted over the summer and came up with an idea from there. What I came up with was a celebration of the people of Salford, something to brighten up the winter months with a reference to the motto of the city, Solus Populari Lex, the welfare of the people is the highest order. I thought that was quite fitting for the Box on the Docks project, as it was created so people could get together safely during this pandemic. Also, I thought it'd be a bit quirky to put some disco lights in there, because Seven Brothers Brewery are the people who wanted this box doing, so I thought that would work well. This is a proposal done by my partner, who's a scenic artist. He described what it was that he wanted to do with his shed, and I produced this mock-up using Procreate and wrote the words to go alongside with the plan. We weren't expecting to get accepted, but we both did, so that was really nice. It meant that we could both work on our own designs and then help each other with each other's sheds. After getting accepted, we had to get to work. There was quite a lot of emailing backwards and forwards, just getting organised and getting prepared to work on site. Something that I needed to get was personal liability insurance. Oh wait, no, it was public liability insurance. That's really confusing. I ended up having to look on quite a number of different comparison websites to find the best deal. So for whatever reason, if you end up needing to get public liability insurance, just feel free to come and talk to me and I can show you the ones that I thought were the best ones. Here you can see my proposal. I didn't have much time to come up with an idea. I looked at the Box on the Docks website and social media to see what sort of themes they had accepted over the summer and came up with an idea from there. I came up with this, a celebration of the people of Salford, something to brighten up the winter months and a reference to the city's motto, Solus Populari Lex, which translates as the welfare of the people is the highest order. I thought this was quite fitting as the Box on the Docks project was created so people could still get together safely during this pandemic. This proposal was done by my partner, who is a scenic artist. He described what it was that he wanted to do with his shed, and I produced this mock-up using Procreate and wrote the words to go alongside the plan. We weren't expecting to get accepted, but we both did, so that was good. It meant that we could both help each other with our workload and share skills and ideas. Then we had to organise working on site. There was quite a lot of emailing backwards and forwards. I needed to get public liability insurance. That was something that was quite mind-numbing, as I looked around to find the best deals. So if anybody needs to get PLI, come and talk to me and I can show you where I got mine so you don't have to go into some sort of comparison site wormhole. I also had to create a risk assessment. I found a template and looked at one that had been created for the summer editions, just outlining what could go potentially wrong whilst on the work site. All of this was quite dull, but it was necessary and it meant that I could work on the project. I was asked by the Box on the Docks team to adapt my design as they thought it looked a little bit too summery. I decided that if I changed the white on the original plan to gold, it would be a bit more festive and winter appropriate. I think the two main selling points of my idea were the Salford motto and the disco lighting. They really liked this. And here's the mock-up of the adapted design that I sent to them, just giving a bit more detail of what it was that I was going to do to the sheds. Here you can see the work in progress. I was asked to work to a deadline, and that kind of went out the window when the new lockdown restrictions came into place. Something that was a big challenge was the weather. It was yellow warnings of rain the whole week, and when I was asked to work. This made the job much longer and more difficult to do. The paint was running and the drying time was much longer because of this. And by the end of it, the ground had become really muddy. I'd just highly recommend that you choose appropriate clothing if you're going to do a project like this. I was wearing long johns and just like a lot of warm clothes as well, because it gets really cold near the water at BBC Media City. Also, something that I realised as soon as I started the project was because the sheds were made out of chipboard, it made it challenging. If I work on chipboard again, I would very much recommend varnishing it first, as it was hard to get a clean line on the rough texture. So that was a lesson that I learnt. So this is the Lowry themed shed. My partner directed this project and I just followed his instructions. This was really a valuable experience, as he used techniques and methods used in the professional industry that I didn't know about before I did this. We made stencils using linseed soaked cardboard, and we just cut out the shapes of people that you'd see in a Lowry crowd, and then we could quickly apply them onto a shed. Then we painted a few figures in by hand sporadically around the shed so it didn't look like a repeat pattern. And then working on top of the silhouettes, we used the colours selected from Lowry paintings that has inspired the design. So you can see it's like a yellow ochre, Prussian blue and like a dark red, and then just using the same background colour for the faces and hands. And then we just like highlighted the limbs with darker shades of each colour just to give them a bit more personality. It was really helpful to have some prints-offs of Lowry paintings, just so that we could keep referring back to them to try and keep the essence of Lowry style. With this design, we did have to look into the legal side of things due to copyright laws. And as this wasn't a direct copy of any particular work, it was just in the style of a Lowry, we didn't need permission. But we did get in contact with the Lowry Gallery and asked their advice. And that was really good to get the support of the gallery, because they want to talk to us about the project when we all come out of lockdown, as it's an excellent way to promote the work of Lowry. And I know that there's quite a few people who didn't know that there's paintings in there, they just thought it was a theatre. So that was nice. So it's just a quick explanation of what we're doing here. It's we're using scenic artistry to try and depict a crowd in the style of Lowry. So far we've used a stencil here, and then like occasionally, just to get some variation, done a few by hand all the way around on this shed. And then we're going to use some of the colours in Lowry's paintings that he's used repeatedly, like yellow ochre, Prussian blue, and crimson red, just to highlight bits of their outfits, so like jackets, hats. We won't be doing that on every single one, but just to pick out a few to make it a bit more interesting. The background's been textured, so it's just been like a cream coat with a yellow ochre around the edges, just brushed onto the chipboard to make that texture that Lowry would achieve using he used lead white, but I don't think you can get that now, can you? Yeah, there we go. Here's a picture of the sheds as they are now. They are finished, apart from the lighting still needs to be completed, but this will be happening closer to Christmas. Also, promotional videos and pictures will need to be done in the upcoming weeks for Box on the Docks social media. It's been a fun project to work on, and I would recommend that if you see something like this opportunity in the future, just go for it. If anyone wants more information, there's the website boxonthedocks.co.uk, I think it is. And I'm always available if you have any questions or need help with the proposal, and I'm contactable via email. I'll pop the website and my email on a slide just below. Okay, thank you for your time. Bye.